Yo, what is up, peeps? Boosted Beard here with a little update on the video I did about OBS and YouTube and getting higher quality live streams with the VP9. Um, so I did some testing, some more testing, I should say, and I got something to work that hadn't worked in the past. But this may help people that don't want to output at 1440 or have issues at outputting 1440 or have weaker PCs that want to be able to drop it down to 720p or 1080p, or maybe you have less bitrate, so to get the bitrate more in line with the resolution. Some of you understand that, some of you won't. It's no big deal. If you want to know more about that, you can ask me. But there's a rule of thumb for like a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you want something to look super super crispy, like 720p, you want like 8-9k bitrate. 1080p, you want to be like 12 plus. 10k bitrate would be fine, but 12 plus is where you're going to really get the crispy images. Anyways, what you're going to need to do is go into your creator studio where you go live and set up your live stream. You're going to create a new stream key, call it whatever. We'll call it new VP9 at 1080. You're going to want to go down and turn on manual settings. Make sure you got RTMP by default. You set up multiple keys in YouTube, which is nice, and scroll through them. You're going to go down to 1440. Now, this is the key. What gets tricky is you're going to make YouTube think you're putting a 1440p stream out still, but you're not actually going to. You can even do it to 4K, but just do 1440 because that is what triggers VP9 on YouTube side. 60 FPS. You can click that if you want 60 FPS. If you got a weaker system, you can leave that off. If you're a 30 FPS streamer, those do make huge performance differences when you're using an encoder like OBS. So now that's set, you're going to copy these settings over to your OBS, and then obviously put them into your OBS. Come down here to your video settings. You can drop your output to 1080p or 720p depending on which one you want to use. It's up to you. Those, people with single PC stream setups, depending on what you have, that can make a huge difference on your gaming performance or just your overall performance of how your PC's running while you're encoding, especially if you don't have like a new NVENC encoder with a new RTX card and so on. I find that 1080p starting area, again, at 10k bitrate, so 10 upload is probably the place you want to start. You can go up all the way up to 20 if you wanted to. Set 720p, you can be anywhere between 6k and like 9k. I say 8k or 8.5k is probably the best for 720p to get rid of the crispy images. Again, up to you. Press OK. You might even have to restart your encoder now that you put the new information in. It's always a good idea to cancel it and then restart it in admin only. When you go live, YouTube is going to scream at you with a warning message the entire time about the resolution need to be changed and bitrate, blah, 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 blah. Ignore it. Completely ignore it. You can always go in and right click. Let's see. Whenever a video is playing, and I'll give you an example here. Here's my stream from yesterday. Obviously not going to look great on recording, but it's pretty crispy at 10k for a 1080p stream. I mean, it's pretty good. So you can always test your live stream or anyone else's by right-clicking the stream and going down to Stats for Nerds. You'll see the codec up there at VP9. You'll see your bitrate. Now, if you're not having any streamer side encoder issues on OBS and YouTube's still yelling at you and everything looks good in your stream, then don't worry about it. You're good to go. So that's a little bit of a trick, a little bit of an update, kind of a long video. If you guys need any help, let me know. Reach out to my Twitter or comment on the video or whatever, and I'll try to help you out as best as I can. Hope you guys are being good to each other. Keep it weird. Stroke a beard.